Good afternoon, parents. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. I need to get a new computer, so we're going to do a video this way today. This week we are doing multiplication with regrouping. You're going to see your students doing a lot of weird multiplications and using different strategies than that we are not used to seeing. For instance, we use something called the distributive property. That's where we take a number and we break it apart. Okay, so if I have 3 times 14, I'm going to break 14 apart into the tens and the ones. Okay, so I'm going to have, instead of 14, I'll have 10 and 4. All right, so that's going to be the same as saying 3 times 10 and 3 times 4. Okay, now sometimes you'll see something called an area model, and it'll look something like this, and they'll have 3 here, multiplication sign there, and the 10 for 3 times 10, and then they'll have a 4 over here for 3 times 4. Okay? So then what they'll do is they'll multiply 3 times 10, that's 30, 3 times 4, that's going to be 12. All right, and then what they have to do after that is take 30 plus 12 equals 42. So then they'll know that 3 times 14, our original problem, is going to equal 42. Okay, now another way that we do this is instead of doing the area model, they'll use base 10 blocks. And so they'll say, all right, we have 14, we have to make 14, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for this number here, 14. We have to have 3 rows of that. So 3 rows of 14. Okay, so there's 3 rows of 14. And that's made with base 10 blocks. They don't have base 10 blocks at home most of the time. Sometimes we don't have enough for everyone in the classroom. So instead of using base 10 blocks, they'll draw it out. So that represents the tens. This will represent the ones. So you still have 14. I'm going to do that with the other ones. And you still have 3 rows of 14. Now we'll do 3 times 10 because we use tens here, and 3 times 4. So it still represents the same thing as that area model does. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 4 is 12. Add it together and you still get 42. Okay. And that's just 2 strategies that we start them out on. We do eventually move over to doing the algorithm. So instead of breaking apart 14, we will write 14 times 3 and do our multiplication this way. This is what we are used to. One thing that I do with my students is something called lots of love. So they'll circle everything in the ones place. 3 times 4 is 12. They'll have to carry that 1, and they need to understand that you're adding this 1 after you multiply the 3 to the tens place. Now this is called lots of love because after we circle the ones place and multiply that, we're going to circle starting at this 3 up to the 1, and it makes a heart. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4, and you get 42. All right, this is kind of a quick video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.